Have you ever felt unsure about how to build authentic and genuine connections with your faculty or your staff in your school? Just know that you're not the only person. This is sometimes very difficult for many students across many fields, across many types of schools. What they don't realize is the missed connections can lead to missed opportunities by not getting the recommendations that you need, by not getting the letters that you need, by not having the relationship that you need to build during your academic journeys. So keep watching this video so I can create some real change in your life by giving you some strategies to connect with faculty and staff that can literally take your careers to the next level. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Dar here. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is a space where as a leadership coach and speaker, I'll give you strategies to take your academics and your career to the next level. What if you graduate without getting the recommendations or making the connections with the faculty and staff that'll take your career to the next level? That is literally what we're going to talk about today. Make sure that you're watching this video to the end. What I want you to know is that without making meaningful connections, you could be missing opportunities for recommendations, internships, externships, job experiences, job opportunities, and also career advice. These are folks who are literally paid to help you reach your fullest potential. And so you need to take full advantage of all those people in the space so that you can take your careers and your academics to the next level. So here's a couple folks that really helped me take my career to the next level as a student. And so I'm going to break this into a couple different phases of my career. And so I'll start with my undergraduate and graduate experiences. And so there was a guy, Fred Mooney, who saw me helping a staff member of his clean up the student center. Didn't have to. I volunteered to do this. And I was sit in the student center all the time and study. And so every time I sat in the student center at this same time, I had a friend who worked at this same time. And so if she needed help with something, I would just help. Or if she needed me to watch something, I would just watch. Or if she needed me to watch the desk, I would just watch the desk. And that turned into me just being introduced to what now is my new mentor, or what is now my mentor. But he was the person that got me into higher education. He's the person that got me interested in education when I graduated in a degree field that didn't have no experience and nobody would hire me. He helped me see that my experiences were really tailored to being a student affairs higher education professional. And so he moved me into a space that helped me understand my gifts and talents and how they meet the unique needs of college students. So that's how I moved into the profession as higher education, because somebody saw me for my gifts and talents in a time that I didn't really see myself. And then my entrepreneurial journey. And so I started going to conferences after I started teaching diversity and inclusion and leadership on college campuses. Wanted to get more understanding of diversity and inclusion and how to teach it through a leadership framework to college students. And I saw a person who I had met years ago, seen him speak years ago, and I got a chance to see him speak at a conference, and I just loved the ability that he had to engage. I really saw myself in him. And so when you see yourself in people, that's when you know that it's an opportunity for you to reach out and see if they're taking any more people to be mentors. And so I took it upon myself to reach out to him. I took it upon myself to connect with all the institutes that he was in. I did the best that I could to be in the rooms that he was in. And so he can notice that I was like literally following him, like literally physically following him wherever he went. And that opened up the door for him to say, hey, like, I noticed that you're always in the spaces that I'm in. What are some of the goals that you have? And so I told him that was an opportunity for me to say, I want to speak like you. I want to be a speaker. I've been teaching in higher education now for a couple years. I really like the experiences that I have with students. I really enjoy the feedbacks that students give me. And so I want to be able to do this nationwide. He took me under his wing, and now I've been able to speak to over 160,000 people. Listen, this is really important. When you see somebody that's doing something that you want to do, that's an opportunity for you to reach out and just learn about how they got to that position. Really, really important. And then in the PhD. And so there was a time that I told, when I got into my faculty program, that I told a faculty member that I'm interested in teaching. I wanted to be a full-time teacher. That's something that I love. That's something I feel like I got energy for. And they believed me. They believed in me, and they gave me all the tools and strategies to be able to do the work that I needed to be able to build a resume that would allow for me to be able to become a full-time teacher. And so one of the things that I think you need to think about is like, who are the people that's going to help you actually cultivate the type of career that you want? I told this person what I wanted. They were cool with that. We devised a plan and we executed. This is how I got to becoming a full-time faculty member before I finished my PhD program. Many times what we do is we make it more complex. We try to find people who we want to work with, but instead of finding people who want to work with us. And I'm thankful that I had a person who actually wanted to work with me on some projects to help me kind of fulfill the opportunity of becoming a faculty member. And so that's some of the strategies that I used to be able to get connected to people who can mentor me and connected to people who are faculty and staff on campuses to be able to further my career. And so now I can talk about, as a faculty member, helping students do the same. And so there was a student who wanted to go into sports management, but had no previous experience in sports management, was actually a senior. So going into his senior year, not having any connections, not knowing how to make that transition, not knowing any networks, never having had any professional opportunities to connect with folks who are in sports management. And so I took it upon myself to mentor this young student. Not only did we realize that making that transition is super hard without any experience, we needed to find a transitional experience that allowed for him to make those connections. And so he decided that maybe grad school would be a right decision for him. Once he did that, he was able to be moved from a person who has never connected with any professional people in sports management to a person who literally is going to a school that has connections with NFL, NBA, Division I sports teams, in colleges across North Carolina. These are the things that you need to think about when you're trying to pursue those type of opportunities. One is, do you have any networks? If you don't have any networks, who are the people closest to you that you can connect with in those networks? Honestly, sometimes we don't have an ability to do a national search and connect with people nationally. Sometimes we have to do regionally or even statewide. With this student, he actually only had ability to do statewide connections. And through our conversations, we were able to find a university or a graduate program that will give him the access to the college programs and the professional teams that he wanted, so that he can now actually build the networks that he wants to build, so that once he graduates with his master's degree, he'll have the connections that he want to have to be able to make that transition into the field. Next, I had another student who was very much so interested in marketing and higher education, and they spent a lot of their undergraduate experiences doing both. But when they graduated, they decided that they wanted to do specifically marketing. And although I don't think that's a bad thing, because they had a degree in that, they had a lot of experience as a student professional or a student worker in higher education. And so one of the things I talked with them about was like, there are communications departments where all they do is marketing on college campuses. And so at first she was like, I'm not necessarily interested. But then when she got into the marketing field, she realized that it wasn't really fueling her in the way that she wanted. And so we kind of had a conversation. We talked about ways that we could articulate and cultivate experiences that are marketing based in higher education. And now this person is a full-time staff member doing what they love in higher education with a marketing focus, and they also get a chance to develop students to understand how to market in higher education as well. See, this is the thing. You don't necessarily need to close the doors on anything. You don't need to pigeonhole yourself. Whatever it is that you really, really want, you can have it. You just got to know that this is a part of the journey, is like building yourself to be the person that you want to become. See, sometimes you can do that in your undergraduate experience. Sometimes it might take an advanced degree to do that. But just knowing what you want and knowing that there are people out there who literally can help you get it is a part of the journey of being a scholar, of being in academics, of taking full advantage of all the people who are in the schools or colleges that you're in. These are folks who have long networks, who have long histories of experiences, and you want to see where do you fit in that so that they can help you get to wherever it is that you're trying to go. So what can you start doing to build those connections right now? The first thing you can do is actually hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to hit you with as many leadership development strategies, tips, tools to help you advance your academics and your careers, right? My goal is to not only help you reach the degree that you want, but I also want you to make the money that you want as well. So, step 1, introducing yourself early. First impressions matter. The first thing that you need to do is just go into class and just introduce yourself to your professor or your teacher. Let them know what goals that you have. Let them know what you're excited about as it relates to the course. Help them see how they can help you grow in the places that you're wanting to grow in. Tell them about your challenges and how this course or this class can help you meet or address those challenges. This is how you can do it. After class, you walk up to them and say, hey, thank you for a great lecture. Really, really appreciate. This is what I learned, and this is who I am, and this is how I'm looking to use that in the future. That'll take you a long way when you're introducing yourself early to your professors. Step 2, attend office hours. Why it matters. Office hours are underused by college students and even high school students. And not only can you help you develop a relationship, it also can help you develop a focus on how you can utilize the course to reach your goals. That's an opportunity for you to have a one-on-one conversation with your faculty so that they can know exactly what you're trying to get out of the experience. Even that could be even an opportunity to let them know that how to add value to the course for the other students or even yourself. You can do this by bringing specific questions about a related topic to an office hour. Right? So you can say, hey, I'm interested in this topic. Could you share any tips or ways to be successful, resources to be successful as if I navigate my academics into a professional or personal career? So what's one question that you always wanted to ask a professor, but maybe never did? What's one question that you always wanted to ask a staff member, but didn't have the courage? Drop it in the comments right now. Drop it in the comments for this video and let me know what are the things that you're really, really, really dying to know, and who are the faculty that have the answers for that, right? What specific topic do they teach, or what specific discipline do they teach in or they have experience in? That'll kind of give you some insights as to how to think about who to actually approach with the specific questions that you might have. So step 3, engagement in class and campus events. Why it matters. Active participation shows people that you're caring, that you're interested, that you're serious about your journey. It builds visibility. One of the old sayings is like, you can't literally help yourself in spaces that you're not in. Like, you can't grow into a person that you want to become if you've never been with people who are doing that as well. It's super hard. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm one of those type of people that had the confidence that believed that I can go into rooms that I had no knowledge of. And the reality is sometimes our confidence overshadows our competence. And so just because you believe that you can speak the language doesn't necessarily mean that you can. And so getting in spaces with people who are doing that work gives you opportunity to learn, gives you opportunity to practice, gives you opportunity to find the right words to add value to market yourself correctly when you're working with or talking with industry leaders. So a thoughtful way that you can do this is asking a question in class, volunteering for opportunities like research projects, committees, student-led initiatives. Any of those things can literally help you engage deeper in classes or campus events. Step 4, show gratitude. So why it matters. Gratitude strengthens the relationship and makes people feel like they want to work with you in the future. You can do this by sending people a quick thank you email. You can suggest a topic, right? You can help say that how they helped you understand the topic really well and what was the result. Make sure that you say thank you so much with an exclamation mark at the end to make sure that they know that you super care about that opportunity. Step 5, be consistent and stay connected. One of the things I can tell you as a faculty member is one of the hardest things to think about is you try your best to remember all your students' names when you're actually teaching them. But then once they're done, that's it. And so it's super hard to maintain those type of relationships with over 100 students every semester when their students always changing. And every semester that goes by, it gets harder and harder to remember all of those students. And so staying connected and being consistent in your connection is really important to make sure that you grow the relationship over time and that you stay on that professor or that staff member's radar. And so how you can do that is just by sharing your progress on your career. So I just want to let you know that your advice helped me in this way. This is where I am in the world, and I'm just super thankful for you, right? Keep doing that every time that you have another opportunity that opens up in your career that's relevant to that person. They would love that. They would love for you to be able to tell them how they were impactful for you. Those success stories can last in the hearts and minds of faculty and staff forever. And so make sure that you're maintaining those type of connections. So here's the recap. I need you to take initiative to say hello, make your first impression matter. I need you to go to office hours and really make sure that you're asking a really good question to get the help that you need, right? I need you to show up in class and participate. I need you to be grateful and be thankful for the opportunities to learn, and then be consistent in connecting and deepening your relationships with your faculty and your staff. If this video was good, please hit the like button and subscribe, and so you can get more leadership tips to take your career and your academics to the next level. Really excited to be able to work with you. And of course, share this video with somebody if you feel like this will be super helpful for them. And as always, keep doing the good work.